Okay, well, we're going to take a quick look at this brake. See if we can't knock it off of there. Look at all the shit that I dragged out. Fuck's sakes. Junk everywhere now. But we'll see if we can't knock that brake off of there and, get it freed up so it can be a brake again. Now it's a broken brake. Cotter pin, washer. Got it back in there. Where's that little cotter pin go? I'll put a new one when I'm reassembling, but for now I just want it there to hold the washer and everything in place. Whatever, good enough. Right, so should be 17. Well, I don't know if I hit the fucking record button or what, but the battery didn't die this time, but she definitely stopped fucking recording. But there's the brake lever. Nice and freed up. I also noticed the reservoir here. Right here. This guy is right bone dry empty, so before we send this guy home, we will probably give that rear brake a quick bleeding. So I guess we'll attack this tank. We'll take the pump off because we don't want to damage it when we're cleaning this tank, and I want to kind of get a better look at the inside of it, see if it's gummed up or if there's dirt, or that's also the only way to check the fuel filter is on the bottom of the pump, so we're gonna check that out. There's the strainer filter. They just call them strainers, but whew, that smells like fucking paint thinner. You are definitely hurting that fuel. Set that there to drip out and dry off. Oh, let's get in here. Put these back so they don't get lost. you what we can see in there. Wow. I don't know if the camera's picking up all that shit. There's like tons of little metal and plastic and see all that junk down there? Oh yeah. Oh, you can just, I don't think the camera's gonna pick this up, but you can see a layer of water in there. So, gonna get this dumped out into a 5-gallon pail and we're gonna get her cleaned out. Well, I was just starting to clean up these lights and then I figured I'd make a video to show you, in case some people didn't realize, you don't gotta buy that lens restorer or any special, you know, product like that. I can show you what you can use. That lens on the right is not even done yet. We'll finish it up and I'll show you how we do it. Alrighty, here we go. So I like mothers, but from what I've been told, any chrome polish will take this dull headlight. I've done this on many headlights. You don't need a special cloth or some microfiber $800 rag. A piece of paper towel will do. A little bit, you don't need a ton. And this works amazing. I've done this to many headlights. And it's just like buffing it. All you're doing is you're buffing out all those tiny little scratches that cause the haze. So, you know, press kind of hard and just work it around. Like this chrome polish, it's not soap, it's not cleaning the lens, it's got tiny granulate kinda in it, and it's almost like a light cutting compound, I think. But just give it a good working over and you'll see that the polish is slowly getting absorbed into the rag, and at some point you're just going to be wiping a damp rag around. At that point you take a nice new clean one and holy fuck, look at that. That's a brand new lens. Now you can even tell that there's a bulb missing because they were burnt out. But I mean, look at that. And we'll come over and we'll do the same thing here. It doesn't look that bad on the camera, but I mean, and then you can use the rag you use to clean the other one off. Let's get some crap on there and you'll see. Watch this. I was surprised at how easy this is. And there's like, you know, you can spend a bunch of money on chrome polish, like a really expensive one, but you can get $3 chrome polish. But those headlight restorer kits, you know, those things can be $50-$60, and it's just your average cutting compound in there, you know, and just a couple little specials, rags, and you don't need all that. Go buy you some cheap ass $3 chrome polish down at the store, any old store, and a piece of fucking paper towel. Look at that. It's so shiny, you can now tell that there's dirt inside the housing. Should have left it hardened. But there's a quick trick for headlights. And next I figured I'd show you how to do stitches real quick. I mean, it's not rocket science, but you know, they got a bit of a crack there, eh? Well, some people will go and buy a new fender and spend a couple $100, but most people would much prefer to go buy a little roll. If you really want to get spendy, you can get fucking stainless steel, but I got galvanized. It's just fucking plumber's strap. You cut it in little segments, each segment having 2 of the small holes. But before you cut it in those segments, drill the small holes out to 3/16 or whatever size rivets you want to use. Okay, now you got a bunch of these. Them are your stitches. So let's take 1 or 2. We'll start with 1. You can hold it on the outside. Line that up nice and center. There's 1 pilot. I piloted both sides. Now you can take that away. Drill those through. Grab you a couple rivets. Handy dandy rivet gun. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, and then just to top it off, what I usually do, 1 second here. And take a tiny drill bit, tiny, and you go right to the end of the crack. And right at the very tip of the crack, drill a tiny little hole. And from what I've been told, that'll stop cracks from continuing. And I've done it a bunch of times, and they don't seem to continue. Five more quick stitches up on the front panel. And that's her right there. Five more neat little stitches. And that would be all of the stitches that this machine requires. So the next thing that we can do here, we can slide the tank back into place and get this footwell back in. Tank's back in. Plug in the electrical connector. We have a vent line. Okay. Now I suppose we can address this stirrup or saddle or fucking footwell or whatever the fuck you want to call it. this guy? Oh, fucking bounced that right off the camera, eh? That's fucking good. No wonder why my junk's always broken, fucking dropping metal things on my camera and fucking Jesus Christ, eh? Jesus Christ. Hey, Boots, enough. Yep, my German Shepherd fucking listens real good. Like a fucking pile of rocks. You yell at her to shut up all goddamn day long, she's still gonna stand there and bark. And that's that for now until the back goes back on, which, you know, actually could happen right now. Well, I had a choice to either empty out this upper seat, which has a whole bunch of compartments, I think 3 or 4 compartments, and it's loaded full of stuff. So I had a choice to either empty all that out or struggle with it the way it was. So I struggled with it, and somewhere in the struggle I knocked and shut off the camera, so it stopped recording. But there it is. Rear plastic's on, tank is in, fuel lines run, upper seat and rack is all bolted in. So we're done from the middle back. Now we're just waiting on the carb kit and air filter and spark plugs and headlight bulbs, and we'll be good to go. One more thing to show you before I wrap it up for the day, and here it is. Alright, well, I showed you the trick with the chrome polish on the headlights. Let's see how well it works with a windshield. I don't know if the camera's picking this up, how fucking filthy that is, and how yellowed and just scarred up. So let's see what we can do about it. Okay, let's lay this guy down. We'll get the rag out. Once again, our 3-cent rag. Some chrome polish on there. Let's see. Look at the difference, and that's only one side. Let's do the other, and we'll see how much of a difference we make. I bet you this thing will be just like brand new. Look at that. I'm sure the camera can see the difference now. Like, the fucking thing is see-through. Anyway, that's how you do her.